It is time to visit with our buddies over at the Blank Park Zoo. Jessica Shellhorn is in studio with us with a very special guest. You can see his head sticking out of the tunnel there. Tell us who we have here.
Yeah, this is Niles. Niles is a plated lizard. They are native to Africa, but there's not a lot really known about them because they're not a well-studied species.
Okay.
So we know they live in Africa. We know that they're omnivores, which means that they eat both plants and animals.
Okay, and when you say animals, are we talking just like bugs and?
So he prefers bugs. So at the zoo, he gets a lot of crickets, mealworms, superworms. But on occasion, he might eat mice.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
or
wow.
Snails or other invertebrates like that. But yeah, he might. If he could catch a mice, he probably wouldn't mind eating it.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yep.
No, very good. Now, do you think he's okay if we remove his little castle there?
Well, we'll see. That way you can see him from Here,
Okay.
buddy. You want to come out and say hi?
There he is.
What do you think? So this is Niles. He's really pretty. So their natural defense is when they are worried there's a predator around, they will go and they'll hide themselves in rock crevices. So they've got this, they're called plated lizards because they have this hard armor on them. And what he'd do is he'd go and he'd find a rock crevice and just wedge himself in there so a predator can't get him.
Okay, and then being that with his with those plates or those scales that are on him, that's their protection.
Exactly, and it makes them almost invulnerable to predators too, because he's got really hard scales. As you can kind of see, he's shedding his scales right now. So he's a reptile, which means he's covered in scales. He doesn't have skin like we have. Our skin grows with us as we get bigger, or we have skin cells that we'll get new skin cells, and so they get scales. So over time, as he grows or as his scales get damaged, he gets new scales and they flake off. Snakes, we often think of snakes shedding.
Right.
They shed off in one really long piece, whereas lizards, they come off in kind of flakes. So you can kind of see some of his scales all over the table here.
Okay,
He's
so
got little flakes.
That's what this is here?
Yep, those are some scales right there.
So I didn't realize that they peel off like this. So that is really interesting. There's one of the scales that came off, but that doesn't hurt them or anything. That's just regenerating some scales.
Yep, it's just like when our hair falls out.
Oh, that is awesome. But this is one of the more unique animals they have over at the Blank Park Zoo.
Yeah.
We do appreciate that. Now let's talk about some other things that are going on because you have Discover the Wild Days.
Yeah, this Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. we have Discover the Wild, and we're focusing on cranes this month. That's our Saving the Wild priority species. We have 3 species of crane at Blank Park Zoo. These are the Stanley blue cranes. They are the national bird of South Africa.
Oh, they are?
Yes. So they're an African species. We also have gray crown cranes, which are also from Africa. They're really pretty. They have like a little gold crown on their head. You see them in the giraffe yard.
Okay.
And then we have our Saris cranes, which you see as you're coming into the zoo. They live with our camels, our back-trained camels out in front.
So even if you're out front, you'd be able to check that out if you're driving by.
Absolutely.
On Southwest 9.
Yes, absolutely. And the Saris cranes, I love them because when they in the springtime they do this mating call, and you hear it for miles. It's really loud and it's this trill, and they've got their wings out that they're doing a big dance, and it's one of my favorite sounds at the zoo.
Do they do it like when sun rises, or is any time during the day in particular?
Anytime during the day, pretty much. I hear them all throughout the day, and it's kind of one of those when you're like, oh, who is that? It's probably the Saris cranes.
The Saris cranes. So people that live in the Blank Park Zoo area, I'm sure you know exactly what Jessica's talking about.
Yep, you're probably hearing gibbons or Saris cranes.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely.
But really cool. Tell everybody when the zoo is open. You're open year-round.
We're open year-round. Right now, we're open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our hours won't change until Memorial Day weekend. So
all right, now really quick, I want to touch on one more thing. We do have time to talk about the wine and canvas. What is that?
So in March, on March 5th, we have our member wine and canvas. So members can come. It's $35 per person. It is 21 and over, so no kids.
Okay.
But you can come, you can paint a picture, you can get a glass of wine. Your first glass of wine is included with your ticket, but there's additional wine that you can purchase, and you can take home a really cool painting.
All right, website is?
blankparkzoo.com.
All right, for all the information. Niles, the plated lizard, thank you, and you did a great job on TV for your first time ever. Jessica, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be back tomorrow. This is Iowa Live.